See you. Wake up and rise up in your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food to what those store, rising as the beat and it's Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Grand Rising, welcome to Mental Wellness Monday. I am one of your hosts, Alvin Thomas, coming to you live on Gram at a Time, and it has been a wonderful weekend. We're back here on the first of the week for some of you guys, but you know what? When you're operating for wealth, every day is just it's not just another day; it's another day to create. And I'm so glad to be here with you guys today, and just be in the conversation. Man, I think we might be having some technical difficulty on the other side, but don't worry, we'll make it all work it out. It's Monday, and it's gonna be a fun day. We were out this weekend. P2G was out on the streets, and we were out with Warm, and we were, we told you guys about this last weekend. We were out there teaching a little bit of financial literacy and sharing what the BTC opportunity, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but I want you guys to know that we all really matter. That was Stephanie McGraw's organization that did the street fair for public safety this Saturday, and I want to thank her for having the event. I want to thank her for having it out with her organization. We got to meet some other individuals and some other people doing things for the summer. So we're going to try to be out there with everybody this summer and, make our presence known. Okay, so let's get it started today. So, mental, I was surfing the web over the weekend, and, a couple of things came up. We always talk about how the country is run by debt and how you can operate with that and taking advantage of it and clarifying, positioning yourself so that you can get ahead of the game. And there's this group, and we talk. I've been to Amish country maybe twice in my entire life, and I love it out there. It is so peaceful and relaxing. But they have. We're going to watch this video. It's called 11 Secrets for Amish Families to Live, and I want you guys to take some of them. Some of them I've used, some of them I haven't used. Some of them still work today. Amish people live a certain way. I'm not saying everything is for, I will tell you this, everything is not for everybody. So, but take a moment, listen up, see they have some real poignant positions they take on things. And if you can put some of them in your life and see where they can benefit you, by all means. But when we're done with the video, we're going to have a conversation and we're going to talk about some things. I saw some things in there I thought that were really old school, but are now more prevalent today. They're more needed today than they were ever needed before. So sit back, pull up a chair, grab your cup of coffee, and join Breakfast with the Thomases. We are ready. Hey!
Finally. Good Lord. It's crazy out here.
Okay. Oh, grab your cup of tea. We're getting ready to get started, young lady.
I got my cups of water. I got to get the water on. Grand Rising, everybody. I just want to say hello before we get started. Y'all know it's time to get in the house. Mr. Thomas been on here figuring out what he wants to talk with y'all about. And, man, I'm excited because I watch these all the time. And, they really are beneficial to knowing how to not just survive, but to thrive outside off the grid. And it also makes us aware of how dependent on other entities. I live in a 19-story building on Fifth Avenue. Mr. Thomas, what are we doing?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, put it back. Thank you. Wait. What happened? What happened to us? That's great. All right. So I just want to kind of draw it out. I want to give you guys some grounding. If you live in a high-rise building in the city and you think that this is not something, if you live in a connected community and you think these are things that you yourself cannot do, I want you to think twice. There's always something we can do where we're at. You want to plan for the future, but prepare today. Does that make sense? All
I
right.
hope it does.
And so the Amish live this way for a reason. And I really, really hope you get this because I hope this is the one we both watched, but I had a really good one when they were talking about how it makes sense. And these people have a whole community that they service our communities through. So let's do it, y'all. Let's get it popping. Come on,
Okay.
Mr. Thomas.
Let's give it up.
All right, really?
Are you up there? I'm trying to see, where am I at?
You want to put it on? All
Yep.
right,
I think you bumped me out.
go ahead. Then. You want to play it? Thank you.
All right.
And prices rise. One group has quietly stayed financially stable for over 300 years. No stock market obsession, no retirement apps, no debt-fueled lifestyle. The Amish have survived wars, recessions, and every major inflation crisis in American history without losing their footing. So what do they know that most people over 50 were never taught? In this video, you'll discover 11 Amish financial habits that help ordinary people stay calm, avoid financial ruin, and protect what they've built, even when everything keeps getting more expensive. Number 1. The rule of no new debt. There was a man my grandpa worked with at the machine shop in the mid-1950s. His name was Howard. Good worker, friendly man. Everyone liked Howard. Howard bought a new car in 1955, then a bigger TV in 1956, then a kitchen renovation on a payment plan in 1957. By 1958, Howard was making the same wage as my grandpa and had nothing. Every raise he ever got was already spoken for before it hit his check. Grandpa told me that story when I was about 12. He said, "Debt is not a tool. Debt is a tax on your future self, and your future self already has enough problems." The Amish understand this in their bones. They don't take mortgages from banks. When a young Amish couple needs a house, the community helps build it, and the family pays the community back in labor, in food, in time. No interest rate. No 30-year obligation to an institution that doesn't know your name. Here's why this matters for inflation specifically. When prices rise, the people who hurt most are the ones with variable rate debt. The credit card at 24%, the adjustable mortgage that ticked up when the Fed moved. When you have no debt, inflation is annoying. When you have debt, inflation is catastrophic. The Amish are never catastrophic. Apply today. Write down every debt you carry, card balances, car note, any line of credit. Pick the one with the highest interest rate. That is your only financial job right now. Not investing, not saving for travel. One job. Kill that debt. Because every dollar of interest you stop paying is a guaranteed return no market can match. Number 2. The buried tin. My grandpa kept a tin, not a coffee can, a proper tin with a lid that fit tight, pushed to the back of the shelf behind the spare light bulbs in the basement. Every Friday, before he did anything else with his pay, he put something in the tin. Sometimes it was $4, sometimes $9, some weeks just a folded single. I asked him once what the tin was for. He looked at me the way he looked at things that confused him, slow and patient, and he said, "It's for the thing I can't see yet, because that thing is coming. It always comes." The Amish call this the first fruit principle. Before the household spends, before food, before fuel, before anything, the saving comes out first. Not what's left at the end of the month, first. This is not about the amount. Behavioral economists at places like the University of Michigan have studied exactly this. The act of saving before spending rewires what the brain considers available. When the saving comes out first, you don't miss it. When it comes out last, there's never anything left. The modern version is an automatic transfer set for the morning after payday. Not a large number, $20, $40, whatever you won't notice. The point is the habit. The tin is not the point. The discipline is the point. My grandpa's tin, by the time he opened it in the spring of 1987 to help pay for a new roof, had $4,300 in it. $4 at a time, 41 years. Number 3. The garden that never stopped. There's something my grandpa used to say about the Amish farmers he traded with at the Lancaster market in the late 1940s. Those people never go hungry. Not in the Depression, not in the war, not in a bad year. Never. Because they never stopped planting. The Amish have grown their own food for 3 centuries, not as a hobby, as insurance. In 1944, the average American Victory Garden produced roughly 40% of the country's fresh vegetables. 40%. From backyard plots and window boxes and empty city lots. And then, when the war ended, we stopped. We decided the grocery store would handle it. The grocery store has handled it so well that a carton of eggs in 2026 costs what a bag of flour cost in 1975. The Amish didn't stop. My grandpa didn't stop either. He kept a garden in the backyard of the house on Maple Street every year from 1947 until he couldn't kneel anymore. Tomatoes, green beans, squash, a row of onions he'd braid and hang in the basement. My grandma put up 40 jars of tomato sauce every August, every year. 40 jars. That's about $15 worth of ingredients that became roughly $200 of meals by February. You don't need an acre. A half-dozen pots on a patio and 1 raised bed, 4 feet by 8, will cut $100 off your grocery bill every single month from May through October. Start with tomatoes and 1 green. That's all. $10 in seeds. The Amish would tell you the garden is not just about the vegetables. The garden is a daily reminder that you are not entirely dependent on a system you don't control. Number 4. The neighbor who fixed the fence. My grandpa's best story about community came from his own father, who told him about a drought year in Lancaster County in the early 1930s, when 4 families on the same road pooled their livestock, rotated the grazing, and shared the hay so that none of them had to sell a single animal. If any one of them had tried to hold on alone, they'd have lost everything by November. Together, all 4 families came out of that drought with their herds intact. The Amish call this the mutual aid model. When an Amish barn burns down, and a barn costs $100,000 to $200,000 to replace, the community builds a new one, often in a single day. No insurance claim, no GoFundMe, no catastrophic loss for one family while the neighbors carry on. The cost is distributed across 200 people so that no single family is destroyed. That is a financial structure as sophisticated as anything a Wall Street bank has ever designed. And it costs nothing, except showing up. What my grandpa built in our neighborhood was a smaller version of that. He'd fix a neighbor's fence, help a widow stack her wood in October. He knew that a man who helped others was never entirely alone when his own bad year came, and a bad year always came, for everyone. Apply today. Think of one neighbor you haven't spoken to in 6 months. Not a text, a knock on the door, and a straightforward question. Is there anything you need done? That's not generosity. That's the beginning of a network that will cut your expenses by more than any coupon app ever will. Number 5. The one price coat. Grandpa sat me down when I was 14 and told me about a coat. His coat. The good one. Wool. Dark navy. Bought in 1953 for $38 from a dry goods shop in Harrisburg. He wore that coat until 1971. 18 years. Every October, he'd have it brushed and pressed at a cleaner on 5th Street. Every few years, a button replaced. Once, in 1965, a torn lining restitched for $1.25. Total cost over 18 years, including the original $38, about $52. Now, if my grandpa had bought a new coat every 3 years at $40 each, he'd have spent $240 over that same period. The difference is $188 in 1953 dollars. In 2026 purchasing power, that's close to $2,000 on a coat. The Amish wear plain clothes for religious reasons, but the financial effect of plain clothes is staggering. When you wear the same simple garments, well-made, neutral, classic, for years at a time, you are permanently outside the consumption cycle that the fashion industry depends on for survival. You never buy something because it went out of style. You never throw away something that still works. The Amish call it simplicity. My grandpa called it common sense. The behavioral economists call it hedonic adaptation, the way your brain stops noticing what you already have and starts wanting whatever's new. The Amish defeated that instinct 300 years ago. Apply today. Go to your closet, pull out every item you haven't worn in 12 months. Don't throw them out. Count them. The number you're looking at is the money that leaked out of your house while you were watching the news. Before you buy one more piece of clothing, replace nothing until something is worn out. Not unfashionable, worn out. That one rule will save the average American over $1,000 a year. Number 6. The fixed meal. My grandma ran her kitchen like a general runs a supply line. Every Sunday morning, before anyone else was awake, she'd plan the week. Not approximately, exactly. Monday, beans from the pot she'd started Saturday. Tuesday, the chicken carcass from Sunday became stock, became soup. Wednesday, that soup stretched with whatever vegetable was cheapest at market. Thursday, eggs from the back neighbor's hens they traded labor for. Friday, whatever was left became hash, frittata, or fried rice with yesterday's grains. Nothing was wasted. Nothing. By the time I was old enough to understand what she was doing, the habit was so smooth it looked effortless. It wasn't effortless. It was a system built over 30 years until it became automatic. Here's what that system does financially. The average American household throws away roughly $1,500 worth of food every year. Some estimates put it higher, not because people are careless, but because there's no plan. Food bought without a plan goes into a refrigerator without a system and comes out as guilt in a trash bag 2 weeks later. Grandma's system worked because she decided on Sunday exactly what the family would eat all the way to Friday. Then she bought only that, exactly that, not approximately. The Amish do the same thing. A family of 6 knows, on any given Monday, what they'll eat on Thursday. The larder is a managed system, not a collection of ingredients waiting to expire. Apply today. Before you go to the store this week, sit down for 15 minutes and write 5 dinners. Not fancy, simple. Write the ingredients each one needs. Buy only those. Do that for 6 weeks, then check your grocery bill. I'll tell you now what you'll find. It will be 20 to 30% lower than before you started. My grandma could have told you that in 1952. She'd say she was just being sensible. Number 7. The repaired shoe. There's a detail from my grandpa's stories I never forgot. He told me about a man named Franklin who lived 3 farms over from his uncle's land in the early 1940s. Franklin was a cobbler by trade. Had a bench in his barn with 3 pairs of lasts and a rack of leather scraps. Every family within 10 miles brought their shoes to Franklin. Resoled, rehammered, stitched. Grandpa said the man never wanted for anything. Not in the Depression, not in the war years, not once. Because a man who repairs is never out of work. The Amish have no repairmen. They are the repairmen. Every Amish household knows how to fix what it owns. Not all of it, most of it. A leaking faucet, a cracked handle, a hinge gone loose. These are not trades to hire out. These are household skills passed from parents to children the same way you'd pass down a recipe. My grandpa had a workbench in the same corner of the basement for 50 years. He fixed the washing machine twice, rebuilt the back steps, replaced every window in the house himself one summer when he was 61 years old. He called the workbench the money I kept. Here's the math on that. The average American household spent roughly $4,800 on home maintenance and repairs in 2023. Roughly 60% of that went to labor costs, not materials, labor. The man who can fix the faucet himself does not pay for the hour the plumber spends driving to the house. The woman who can stitch a hem does not pay for the alteration. Skills are money in a form the government can't tax and inflation can't erode. Number 8. The 3-bid rule. My grandpa told me about a neighbor who needed a furnace replaced in the winter of 1961. The first contractor came out and quoted $340. The man was cold, his wife was cold. He said yes on the spot. My grandpa heard about it after. He said, 3 bids, always. The second one would have been $280. The third was $245. The neighbor paid $95 more than he had to because he was cold and in a hurry. This habit destroys more household budgets than almost any other. A single quote, accepted in haste. The single quote happens with contractors, with car repairs, with insurance premiums, with medical bills, with every large purchase where the consumer is uncomfortable, impatient, or afraid. Discomfort is a salesman's best friend. The Amish take their time. They consult, they compare. They have the patience of people who have never been sold the idea that speed is a virtue. An Amish farmer comparing prices on a piece of farm equipment will spend 2 weeks asking questions before he spends $3,000. Not because he distrusts the seller, but because he respects the money. Apply today. Make a list of every recurring expense you're paying right now on a contract: insurance, phone, internet, utilities. Pick one. Call a competitor. Get their price. Call your current provider. Tell them the competitor's number. Half the time they'll match it or beat it. That one phone call takes 20 minutes and saves the average household $200 to $400 a year, every year, forever. My grandpa made that call. He just made it at the hardware store instead of on a telephone. Number 9. The cash walk. Every other Friday, my grandpa would cash his check. Not deposit it, cash it, at the teller window of the Building and Loan on 3rd Street in Harrisburg. He'd stand at the counter and count the bills himself, slowly, every one. Then he'd fold them into 4 envelopes he kept in the breast pocket of his work jacket. One for house expenses, one for the week's food, one for fuel in the car, one he called the walk-around, everything else. When an envelope was empty, that category was done until the next payday. He never borrowed from one envelope to fill another, not once, not in 31 years of doing it. The behavioral science behind this is very well documented. When you spend with a card, debit or credit, your brain doesn't fully process the transaction as a loss. The pain of payment, researchers call it. When cash leaves your hand, the brain registers loss, real loss, the same neural pathways that register physical discomfort. People who spend cash spend between 15 and 30% less than people who spend card, on the same items, in the same stores, with the same income. The envelope isn't a gimmick. The envelope is a physical boundary that makes the invisible visible. Money you can't see is money you can't respect. Apply today. Next week, take your grocery budget out in cash on Sunday morning. Whatever you normally spend, take it out, put it in an envelope, shop with that. Just 1 week, just one category. See what happens to your attention in the produce aisle when you can feel the bills in your hand. My grandpa could have told you what would happen. He watched it happen to himself every 2 weeks for 31 years. Number 10. The quiet wealth. My grandpa told me this story once, and once only. He said there was a man in his neighborhood in the late 1940s who had done well during the war years, a machine shop owner who'd landed a government contract. This man bought a new car in 1947, then a bigger house in 1948. Then he started lending money to neighbors and relatives, small amounts, with interest. A generous man, Grandpa said. But what my grandpa noticed was that the car attracted people who wanted favors, the house attracted people who needed to borrow, and the lending attracted everyone. He spent the rest of his life, my grandpa said, explaining why he couldn't help people he'd already helped too many times. The Amish practice what some historians call conspicuous humility: plain clothes, plain houses, no decorative signals of financial well-being. Not because they're ashamed of what they have, but because they've understood for 300 years that advertising your wealth invites attention you didn't ask for and cannot manage. For people over 50, this habit has a specific modern application. The number of financial scams targeting Americans over 60 has increased every year for the past decade. The people targeted most frequently are the ones who signal financial stability, in their neighborhood, in their church, in their social circle. Quiet wealth attracts no wolves. Apply today. Nothing dramatic. Just notice, this week, how often you mention money, what you spent, what you saved, what something cost. My grandpa almost never discussed money outside the family. He said, "What you have is not a secret. It's just private." There's a difference. Number 11. The gap. This is the one my grandpa called the only rule that never breaks. He didn't have a fancy name for it. He called it the gap between what comes in and what goes out. He explained it to me when I was 17, sitting at the kitchen table the summer before I went to work my first real job. He pulled out a piece of paper, wrote a number at the top, that was income, wrote a second number below it, that was spending, subtracted, handed me the paper. That's the gap, he said. Your only job for the rest of your life is to keep that number on this side of zero. Not on the other side, this side, by as much as you can, for as long as you can. That's it. That's the whole thing. I thought he was oversimplifying. I was 17. I knew better. I spent most of my 20s learning, the hard way, that he was not oversimplifying. He was stripping away every single distraction until only the truth remained. The Amish have preserved this one principle with religious-level discipline for 3 generations. They do not make more money than their English neighbors. In many cases, they make less, but they spend less than they make, every month, every year, every generation. And that gap between income and spending, is the only moat that actually holds against inflation, against a market crash, against a bad medical year, against every financial catastrophe the modern world lines up against you. When prices rise 10%, the person with no gap is in immediate trouble. The person with a 20% gap has been quietly absorbing inflation for years without even noticing. The person with a 30% gap will end the inflationary period with more money than they started with, not because of investment genius, but because of arithmetic. My grandpa built his gap on a foreman's wage. He held it open through the rationing years, through the stagflation years, through the 18% mortgage years. He didn't do it by making more money. He did it by wanting less than he had. The Amish are not rich because they earn a lot. They're secure because the gap between their earning and their spending is wider than the gap in most American households, and they've kept it that way long enough for the math to do its work. Apply today. Write down, on paper, not a phone, your income after taxes. Below that, your fixed expenses. Below that, your honest variable spending last month. Subtract. What's the number? If it's positive, you have a gap. Your job is to widen it. If it's 0 or negative, you have one job only, and it is to find the leak and close it. Not tomorrow, this week. The math hasn't changed since my grandpa sat at that kitchen table in 1962. Only the number of people willing to sit down and look at it honestly has gotten smaller. Now, before I go, which of these did you already know? Which one did your grandparents do without calling it a principle? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if there's a habit of theirs, an Amish practice, a grandparent's rule that I didn't cover here, write it down. The next video might be built on what you write. If this brought back something you'd half forgotten, the bell will let you know when the next one comes back. Next time, the things my grandpa did when a bad year came, not to survive it, but to come out the other side better than he went in. The rules for a hard year. You won't want to miss it.
Grand Rising, y'all. Was that not good?
Wow, I love that.
Was that not good?
That was the video I saw. I love it. I saw that one and another one that was more to a culture for a Black community in the same times. And I love it because did you guys do the homework? Did you do what he said? Did you write down what the steps to do to try for you to see where your losses or where money is being drained out of your household, and you just
fill in the gap.
But see, the funny thing is that now you can control it. Now you have tools to control it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
recognize, identify, take control, and make a new, and literally create new rules around this. This is what we were talking about. You know what I got to when they did the whole first fruits. We've been teaching y'all first fruits since the first day. First
day one.
And they explained it. Oh my goodness. It explained it. I love it.
The tin can.
Not just the tin can. And the people go, well, I can't put money in the tin can. Y'all said not to do that. Okay, got a question. If you had purchased gold with your first fruits, and you actually you traded for gold because gold is money. So you really can't purchase gold. All you can do is trade for it. and you trade for gold or silver, and that's your first fruit, you put it away. Can you imagine your 10 just 5 years later? Now, Miss Ruby, you can't in the Great Depression or Great Recession, you can't eat those things. You can't do, but you can trade to get. You can trade.
You can trade them
to get food. You can trade.
I'm sure you can trade.
Okay. Not only that, when these things don't have value, gold. If you're starving, gold. My question: what was the new gold and silver? The garden, the victory garden. He said it himself. A victory garden, any sort of growing process that you have for replenishment of food, of supplies that become rare, that you don't have to go to the grocery store. Get that? Keep you alive in the place that you are. And we talked to y'all before this about that whole 19-story building on Fifth Avenue.
We share with you guys one thing, and people laugh about it. If you have a windowsill space, you have space for a garden. It ain't got to be a big one, but it's a start.
Right. My question is what are we going to do? Are we going to sit around and wait for something to happen? Or will you start to do what the Amish and this gentleman's grandfather did? He wasn't Amish, but they followed a successful plan from a people who did not rely on the
Principles and systems. That's an amazing thing.
So many things, Al. The whole mending. I was just talking to Al. I said those clothes. He put my clothes on my bed, and he was like, he took them off my bed for me, and I said, okay, I got to put those back on there because those are for me to mend. Cause I know how to sew.
Yep.
How many of y'all women out here could sew? How many of y'all men know how to sew and mend your clothes as opposed to going to buy something when it get a hole?
Oh, I do. My mom, you couldn't leave the house. My grandma.
I ain't talking about you. I married you because of common sense. Somebody raised you right. But there's a lot of folks out here who don't have these basic skills. And this will be the new economy. Y'all are scared of AI, but AI can't sew no clothes together. Y'all get that? AI ain't making y'all food. Y'all get what I'm saying? AI ain't growing no gardens.
AI is flipping burgers. That's about the max.
No, boo-boo. They're going to flip a burger. They barely doing that. Y'all get it? AI is not providing. They don't shine shoes. They don't mend clothes. They don't fix things. But you guys got it. Y'all fear. Y'all going to sit in fear instead of learning the basic skills that keep a human being's life going.
I was watching, I'm watching this video along with everybody, and I'm watching it. I hadn't seen anyone go to a bank and actually take out all that money in a long time. Everybody direct deposit. He said my grandfather went to the bank and collected every dollar.
He cashed his check.
I haven't heard that term. I can't remember the last time I heard that term, cash a check.
So let me just explain something. How do we adapt? Because this is not about what used to be. We're not talking about the good old days. We're talking about the best time in the world when a human being, a man or a woman, could be non-dependent on third parties. They had a level of rules that were created and principles. They didn't even have to say principles back then, but now we must talk about principles. Because these principles have changed, and so our lifestyles have changed. Our dependency has gone up, and we didn't even notice.
You said our attention span went up? Is that what you said?
I know, our dependencies.
Oh, excuse me then.
Can y'all not hear me? Let me know if you can't hear me right. Because I want to make sure I'm real clear on this matter. Okay? Sweetheart, I'm going to ask you to remove that from the
I'm doing that right now.
Thank you. So let me just talk with you, okay? What can we do as a community to grow together? What are some of the things that you can learn as a collective? Because maybe we're not close enough. Maybe we're not close in physical connection, but we don't need to physically be close to make life matter, to build. But you do have to stay connected, because I got a lot of people that have come and gone over time. And I realize catch up with them a little later. They're like, oh, I wish we had. Well, that's the thing about P2G. We stick and stay. We're always here. We're not going anywhere. This process is building. It's a movement. We ain't stopped moving. And the movement is for building individuals' independence to be able to have a strong collective.
Yes, indeed.
Because
yes, indeed.
I don't have a collective of weak links. That don't work. That chain don't work. Y'all
That's
get
a
that?
fragile chain. That's a fragile
My
chain.
question is, in your household, where the weak link? We gotta learn to build strong links. Everyone has the option, right? Because I can't make nobody do nothing. That's one of the things. So one of the things I learned over time is you cannot make anyone do anything, and you cannot do anything for anyone else that they are required to do. You know, I really love
Nope,
it.
you really
I love
can't.
You know, it kind of goes back to remember It's a Wonderful Life, where Clarence said that he could be there to support him, but he couldn't do anything that he was supposed to do for himself. I love it. I don't know if y'all know about It's a Wonderful Life. It was really cool.
Look,
Like
every Christmas it's played.
He's his guardian angel. But a guardian angel is not there to do what you're supposed to do for you. They're just there to guard your process, to offer support and encouragement. That's what P2G does.
Yeah.
We can't give you anything. You know, I love it. We had a games on the street. I love it. We had so much fun. We did crypto gaming in Harlem at a amazing event we do every year. I think this was their one event that they were doing, and it was so fun. But I noticed there's a habit we have. We had to teach our children, and I said it to the kids at the table. They came up, they saw my little bubble wands and all the little prizes on the table. Walking up, can I have that? Can I have that? I said, no, you got to earn it. When was the last time you said, no, you got to earn it?
That's not even a conversation.
When was the last time that someone said, you got to do your part in order to receive something? I said, you're going to, in this case, they had to win it. They had to win it. It was, and baby, let me tell you, nowadays, there are no limitations. I had a young man. I want to say thank you and shout out to Mr. Ling. Mr. Ling came to the table. He speaks no English. He speaks Cantonese. He understands a little, very little. He'll be able to let you know he speaks Cantonese because he couldn't answer questions. What did I do? I used technology, something available to you and to me. Right in my phone, I have an app called Google Translate.
Yes,
and
indeed.
all I
Yes, indeed.
was open up the app, type in my question, turned it on. Mr. Ling heard the question. Mr. Ling got the phone. We hit reverse. He typed in Cantonese, the correct answer, and won prize.
Go ahead, Mr. Ling.
Mr. Ling left with a prize on the table. My question is what's stopping you from getting to the rest of the world with your business, with your movement? What is stopping you is the lack of your ability to understand you are now in a time where there are no barriers. No barriers. You can have a conversation from anywhere in the world. You know, it's so funny because that's how I got my housekeeper.
Yes.
A couple of years back, we were looking for a housekeeper. We really needed some support when all the physical stuff started to happen. And, taking care of yourself. We're getting older now, so our bodies, we needed certain things. Y'all all know I had 2 knee surgeries. So what happens is that during that time, we needed support, keeping this place together. Now, I go into a 7-Eleven.
For my coffee.
This went to go get Mr. Thomas coffee, but, I'm trying to walk, get my stretch in and my knees and everything. And the young lady opened the door for me. Now, I'm used to, and I live in Harlem, so, people out here, they trying to panhandle, do their thing, everybody trying to hustle, get their little couple of dollars. And so she's here too, but she's from another country. She's actually from a country that speaks mainly Spanish. I'm poquito, hablo español poquito. That's me. That's as much as I know to have the conversation. And I said, thank you. And I noticed that this is a woman holding the door. And I was like, no problem, because I'll hook a sister up. I'm about the family. But her sister and her daughter are standing on the corner waiting for her, watching to protect us. You know, we got our backs, ladies. All right. Let me explain something. When I came out, something told me, hold up a second. She looking for work. I asked her, I said, Mommy, you need a job. I said, and she said, what do you call it? Something like, it says, something, and I recognize the word trabaja. Trabaja. Sí, I need a job. Okay. You need a job? I told her, call me. I turned on Google Translate to tell her to please call my number. Call me. I will hire you to clean my house. Now, people are like, oh, you don't let nobody in your house, blah, 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 right? Well, I told her because she's not here by herself. She had to send me 2 references of people who knew her. This young lady was known well because she's staying at a homeless shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a social worker. You got people to vouch for you. I need y'all to follow me on this, all right? Follow me. She has an influence she doesn't even know about. So all I did was call her back on the phone. We talked on the phone briefly. She handed the phone to the social worker. The social worker told her what I needed, and the social worker vouched for her. No problem. I said, I need a housekeeper. She seemed like someone who was quite reliable. She was very respectful. She was with her family. Got a question. Can you think maybe she'd want to come and help me and my family? The lady told her, she said yes when. We've hired her 3 times. Do you know I also recommend her to 4 homes? My lovely, my darlings, what you building in your community? Who are you building in your community? What do you need done? Where you getting it from?
That's the
Amish way. That's why Amish communities. Go ahead, baby. You were saying something.
That's a perfect lead in, because you know what? They were just saying, when's the last time you talked to a neighbor that you just called to say, hey, hi, do you need anything?
It's so funny because the person I referred her to remembered that and called me and said, Ruby, you know, you're really good at resources. Do you know? Mm-hmm.
We have a couple people that I know we reached out to say, do you need anything? And, you know, we have a lovely, and I'm going to say, this is my problem. We have a lovely lady who lives in our building. She is like the nicest lady I've ever met. Every day she comes outside, she does her walk, and I asked her, does she need anything? Can I do anything for her? The other day she said I could use help getting something in the car. Now, Monty, I'm in a walker too. I'm in a walker. And she said I could use a little help. So I got up, help her get her in the water, because the cab driver was sitting there looking at her like she had 4 heads. And I'm like, could you help? She got a walker. Could you help her? And I didn't physically do it, but I got and went and talked. The guy said, oh, I didn't even notice. I said, like, it doesn't take a lot to do it. I saw her the following day. She's like, thank you. And I didn't do it for the thank you.
On your behalf.
People.
That's right, Mr. Thomas. You just need somebody to speak on your behalf, right, baby?
That's it. Every now and then. But what can you do to somebody? Think of somebody you haven't talked to in a couple months.
We have a bubble.
Go knock on the door, say hello, and that's about it.
We got a couple, baby.
Go ahead, hit a couple. Go ahead.
Grand Rising.
Hi, sis. How you doing? Grand Rising.
Michelle.
I think, sis, you want to come up? Let me know. Just click the button and I'll pull you up. We have, so on stereo, we usually have at least one other host with us. And right now, I'm Alvin's head. Just to let you know, it's his head, my voice, and everybody's gotten used to seeing this. They won't let us do our dual avatar. We have a dual avatar we used to use. They won't let us do that anymore. They suck, man. Anyway, they are actually amazing. Stereo, we want to say shout out to our stereo family. We have our clapper family. Welcome to the platform. Blessings, love, I tell you, people are like, they're coming through, y'all. They're coming through. Oh my goodness, there's so many people on YouTube. I'm really excited that we all here together, y'all. This is our family time. This is our family time. This is the moment we have. And even if you're not able to be in the space like that, come on. You
No,
listening. You should be able to get the good stuff. It's time for us to find our usefulness to each other.
absolutely.
I'm trying to tell you,
Victory
very
Garden.
soon it's going to get really tight. You think it's tight right now, it's going to get tighter. We're needing resources like food banks, clothing banks, and I'm gonna be really honest. I can't help, but I want to just kind of mention up a little about the program we did this week. Hey, sis, I see you there. We got you. Are you up? Can you want to say hello just real quick?
Yes.
Go
Hi
ahead.
guys.
Hi,
I'm
baby.
excited to be back. I finally got it downloaded and working again.
Okay, she's back and about. She's back and about. Hold on a second. Let me see if I
Who
can.
was that? Because I couldn't hear her.
It's Miss Shelby. Who else?
Oh, Shelby.
Who else in the house with us? That's what's up. All right. So one of the things I wanted to share this week and it's so great because I get to be around organizations that have the same mindset and the same. So we are part of, I guess, a movement for resources in Harlem. And we try our best to pull in many resources as we are involved in. One of those is an organization called WARM. We All Really Matter. Oh my God, Stephanie she's an amazing heart. I got to say this. She's a human being who went through a human experience and decided to help other human beings get through that type of experience. She doesn't just stop. She's not just there to pick you up, give you a couple of dollars and move you on your way, or give you a couple of resources and move you on your
No,
way.
not at all. Not at all.
Her organization is about complete healing because domestic violence doesn't affect one level, it affects generations. And if you don't begin to heal from the get-go, you will carry that on into your next generations. Your children will carry it into their generations. I unfortunately grew up in a house with domestic violence. Now, while I was never, I never really understood the adult part of it, I can tell you this part. It takes two. It takes two.
Without a doubt, it does.
Every situation takes two. One to get it going, the other one to keep it going. And once we start pulling away from those situations, we have to have somewhere for respite, somewhere for healing, somewhere to reconnect ourselves. And that is not just the offended. Those are also for the offenders. And this organization has men's programs, they have women's programs. By the way, domestic violence occurs within men and females. So please do me a favor, do not ever put this an offender or a domestic violence criminalization on any particular gender. It can happen anytime in any situation
To anyone.
to anyone at any age.
Yep.
So it is upon our community to open our eyes and find resources. If not find, build them. You can create anything you want the world to have. And now is the time more than ever. And people go, oh, but we need the money. What happened when she didn't have money and she had to just do it with her car?
Mm-hmm.
Because women were dying, because women were sick and they were hurt, because they were unsafe where they were. You got to ask yourself, did she need a budget to go do that first? See, that's how organizations
Or did she
get
stand in the line?
like that. She started with herself and moved forward to others. Now that's something I have to say. I always give kudos to. I don't care what goes down, because we have some things. Sometimes when you get some money, some things happen to your mind. And I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about in general. Things happen to organizations and stuff like that. I want to make sure everybody understands something very clear. We're all human, having a human experience. And until we start communicating, we really don't know what's going on. Until we come together and say, let me face to face you, talk about it. We can't heal. We can't know. And one of the things in our community that takes us down is our somehow over time we've gotten further from talking to each other and identifying with each other.
True indeed. True indeed.
And so what I want to say, and I want to put this out there, is we got to find the people who are looking. You need someone to talk to because this stuff ain't making sense. That's why we opened the door to Breakfast with the Thomases, so that you know that P2G is an organization that has been doing that. We've been a doorway to, I'm not saying salvation because we are not your salvation. We have been the doorway to your next steps towards your salvation. But it's if you're willing to take it. One of the things I say about Stephanie's organization, Warm, is that she don't go out looking for domestically violent. She makes herself available. You understand? So that people see that that's the resource to pull in. She gets notifications. And they go into action. Y'all see how that works? So we can't find you and your problems with your finances. We can only see you in class, come into the platforms, and that's what we do. We open up platforms. So our free platforms, because we do have 2 free nights where we come together as a community. The first night we do is our Wednesdays. Wednesdays are rock and roll Wednesdays. I love it. We have a great time. If you can't, I hope you can see it. If you can't, it's on the website. You got the link for the Zoom is up here. If y'all see it up there.
Yep.
I can see the code on the top of the screen. If you can't see, don't worry about it, baby. But that code is big as day. I can see it real clear.
We got a QR code for you. We got that.
Exactly, my darling. Scan it. Go get yourself a position. Go get you a seat. By the way, our rooms are limited. We cannot have too many people. It's just a lot of noise. So there is a first come, first serve. When we hit capacity, just to let you know, we will have to lock the room down. The information in the room is valuable. A lot of people leave there with new ways, new funnels of getting finances, new software that they can get, new ideas and ways of getting to some resolution or some things that they're dealing with financially, socially. Some of you have food inconsistency or what do they call it? Food integrity issues. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, we have databases that y'all can go to in your state. So don't give me no nonsense that ain't. They're not in where we are at.
They are everywhere. They are everywhere.
Thank you. Because it's not just about you. You might not be the one that needs, but maybe you know someone who needs.
You know a neighbor.
You got a neighbor because you, like we said, go check on your people, y'all. Knock on the door. See who's still breathing. Y'all, do you even care? Is anybody knocking for you? It don't matter. They'll start knocking when they see you. Y'all get it? I have a lot of neighbors that I meet up downstairs in the front of the building. I don't know. By the way, I live in a 19-story building. Problem with living in a 19-story building, you don't know who's still here. So knocking on doors might not be so good.
Mm.
Some folks ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I got a message coming in. But I want to make sure we touch base before we go. Some of the things that we do, I'm gonna be really honest. I want to put down some very obvious visuals for you. Okay. So like I said, on Wednesdays, y'all got the flyer. Then we do free Sundays. Sundays is status conversation because we have a motto in P2G: acquire, build, protect. You all are really good at acquiring finances, acquiring resources. Building them, some of y'all are good at it. But do you know if it's protected or not? And from who? From what? Y'all worry about where to put my gold and silver, Miss Ruby. What about your 401k? What about the money sitting in your bank account?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't realize how unsafe most of your resources are, the ones you depend on for your everyday life. Forget the gold and silver. I ain't saying forget it like no. I'm telling you that stuff, keep it. We'll come up with a plan. Don't worry, we got lots of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of suggestions. But the thing about it is you got to pick the one that's right for you. We throw around, we got a beautiful think tank that we come together. Are you in a think tank? Are you coming to think tank moments? Or are you trying to go to somebody's class and learn what that one person knows? Y'all see what I'm talking about? In P2G, we have collaborative communities. Everybody gets to contribute. I may show some things, but we all got a mind to add to the situation.
We all come to the table.
So that's what I'm saying. It's time for us to stop being selfish and start being open with what's going down so we can actually not just resolve our problem, but start actually seeing our community grow. How many of y'all are inviting folks to come in and have that discussion? I'll tell you this much. If you don't invite them before an emergency, you're going to be scared of them when
there is an emergency.
If you don't invite them to get their resolution, you're going to be afraid of them when you're the one with the resolution and they know that you still got and they don't. Y'all get that? You don't got to tell nobody your business and that keep it to yourself. But you got to find allies in your space.
Closed mouths don't get fed. It's a real statement.
And people who don't know people usually are suspect for number one. They'll come for yours. That's when they want to wonder what you got. People don't wonder what I got. I really don't tell my business. I tell people what we talk about is what you can do. How to do it comes in class. What to do with it, that's a private situation. Y'all get it? I sure hope you are. Because we ain't putting out all of it. Now, with that, you got to have a plan.
What's the plan?
The plan is we got to start figuring out how to build in real assets and how to get the word out for what we're trying to build. Anybody got a business they want to start seeing some automation happening, sending people messages, you be able to get it out. You don't have to do all the work for your marketing and branding and stuff like that. Well, guess what? You have to set it up and let it loose. But you also, I love this. I don't do nothing for nothing. I can tell y'all right now, I've been telling y'all for years I'm selfish. I don't know.
You ain't really selfish.
The heck I am.
She loves me. She can't be selfish.
That's still selfish. That's my love. I love you for me. I don't love you for you. I love you for me. Y'all get that? I hope you understand that. You better love you for you. You better love others for you. Because if you loving on somebody and it ain't for you, you better get the heck out of that situation. Y'all get it yet? All right. And that's why I tell everybody, I love what we do. I love having this conversation too. So we get started. Get to the platform, earnbtc.info. Why? Because you're going to have a ball. You're going to find out if you got a business, a school program, a church, I don't know, a fundraiser or whatever, this is for you. Why do I say that? If you're trying to build funds and build your business at the same time, you're going to earn BTC, Bitcoin, just for promoting your business.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to make sure other people have these tools as well. Y'all get on this platform and don't forget to join us for the night. Y'all going to get the schedule because we're going to be having a huge meeting on how to make it work for you. I do this on Wednesday nights now. We introduced this. So while we have our open forum, we also have discussions on how to make money together as a community, how to build value. And we teach assets. So it ain't about money. Nobody wants money now. Ain't nobody want no money. They want them assets. They want that thing that bring money in. They want that stuff that brings it towards you. I need that. And our brothers at Hero Organization, also at Solarium Life, which is the program, are doing the work. It's time.
Yep.
Now, I've been running into brothers. Y'all got some people who are coming in from out of town. We have the U.S. Open is about to take place.
Yes, indeed. FIFA.
All right. So what I'm saying is, this is beautiful. We got the U.S. Open. I got a lot of people who are migrants who are actually feeling like they got to leave. I'm trying to ask y'all, if you had an opportunity you could do from home, would you just go home and do the opportunity and still live the lifestyle? Got a question. If you want less fear, more control, you need to get involved with something that gives you access
to this planet.
You got to start looking at, and let me tell you, whatever the language is, I want this translated in all languages. Wherever you live, if you have a connection to a network, you can create income flow. You can create, because blockchain is worldwide. It is not limited, which people would actually believe. I have actual, and a beautiful thing about it all is it's for everyone.
Yep, there is no.
It is for all ages. If you have a smartphone, y'all understand? If you got one of these things, I call it the new idiot box. We're gonna make it a smarter. We're gonna make it this, the new smartphone is gonna actually be smart again. Turn this thing into your very own ATM wherever you are on the planet. Because crypto is an asset that's worth finances on the planet. There's not many places you can't trade cryptocurrency for. And I'm telling you all, you can also trade crypto for gold and silver. So don't get it twisted. You got me? That's what I'm talking about, sis. She said, I'm building. Baby, let me tell you right now, we ain't got but so much time on this planet. And I'm telling you, if you're feeling like you have no control, it's because you do not. But you can gain control as soon as you understand the game itself. So come hang out with us. Yes, don't just hang out with us. You now have the opportunity to find a reason to get in touch
with us. Play the game with us.
You come play the game and you make money with us. We already got a team that's already growing, and people are coming in, setting themselves up and helping people. That's all we do. You know what I'm saying? Helping everybody remove obstacles. That's the Hero organization. P2G, Pennies to Gold Networks Global. These are the organizations that are making a difference from the ground up worldwide. So if you're in Africa, Asia, India, you can literally be in what is it? Siberia, and you can do this. But the question is will you do it? So ask yourself that question, answer it, and make sure you get in touch. Go to the earnbtc.info, and then make sure you get in touch with P2G. We right here on the web. P2G Networks. Let's see. We got a banner? Let's let them know. Y'all want to see where to get in touch? Because as soon as you do, we're going to help you. Because people go, I don't know about that crypto. I love it how they say that. I don't know about that crypto. You're not supposed to know everything. That's why you come to us. We're not going to tell you. We're going to teach you. And you're going to learn that truth is out there. Because I'm going to share something with you. Our final rule of the game is don't believe a word we say. It's not about what we say. It's about if it's true or not. And once you find out it's true, then it's up to you what you do. We're inviting you in. You got an invitation. Research the invitation and then decide. That's right. See, my babies, let me tell you something. Breakfast with the Thomases is where we come together as a community to have this conversation. But in the world of P2G networks, that's where it goes down. We don't do this on a live stream. We do this in our own domains. And you're welcome to come and see what's going down. But don't come with the nonsense, because I tell you right now, I love everybody, but I'll discipline you too. Quit. You're not going to disrupt. You'll only be hurting yourself.
And that's the truth.
We block train strong. We ain't playing. Miss Shelby, you want to give them some love before we got to get rocking out of here? Go ahead, baby. We got everybody on the day. Shelby, you there, baby? I know she got.
Yes, I was trying to get the typing thing out of the way. But Grand Rising, peace, love, and light. I'm glad to be back.
Oh, we love you. We love you so much, sister. We glad to have you back, doing what we're doing. You gonna join us with Larry's organization and Hero? You coming back with us?
I got his message last night.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Look.
I was late answering to the message because I was watching Beauty and Black.
Girl, we'll talk about that later. All right, so we're gonna give these people some love, set them out. Let them know the world has begun. Let's go. Let's go. And
Let's go.
Time in the world just got back on your side. What y'all gonna do about it? Let's go. Go ahead. Give him some love.
Let's fold that time. Let's fold that time.
Yes.
Peace, love, and light. Oh, and I was gonna contact y'all later because I actually have a thing that I'm about to start on TikTok that helps people with not the physical domestics side of it, but the recognizing like dark manipulation tactics and how to defend yourself against it. So
we're gonna talk about that.
What my main thing on TikTok is now, because I've started monetizing, and I think that would be a good way for me to help other people make it through some stuff that I've
been through
or still kind of go through. So,
oh, my sis, we love you. We love you, girl. We know. Look, this is what I'm talking about. We always do a turnabout. It can't just be our own problem. She is going to be working with people who are dealing with the dark side of domestic violence, the emotional, mental part, manipulation part. She has a new TikTok that she's going to be doing. She's also monetizing in that area. This is what I'm talking about. People, this is all, it happens with everybody. Everyone who's come through P2G since 2018 has come in, learned new skills, and built a business organization or a movement off of it. That's what we're here for. We are the catalysts.
It's called consciousness.
Say that one more time, baby.
It's called untamed consciousness.
I'll say it again loud. It's called Untamed Consciousness. And y'all look for that on TikTok. We got the Golden Empress, Celestial Goddess, Miss Shelby. We'll talk to you soon. We're about to be out. Got to go get it rocking, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Are we ready? Y'all know where to go. Y'all know the website to get on and what to do and the people to be with. So let's get it popping. See you soon.
See you back here on Wednesday.
Weekend Grand Rising family. Peace.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital